Have the DCEU gone drunk out of their minds, or is it Miller time?
North Hot Takes.
Welcome back, Nerd North. Today we are talking about everybody's favorite child groomer.
Come on, man.
Well, not that child groomer. We are talking Ezra Miller and his potential return as the Flash to the DCEU. Just maybe, this could be a good thing. But he's a Miller, the child groomer! Shut the fuck up, so is our president, but half of you don't seem to care. Besides, Papa North is gonna tell ya how this is gonna be a fast run and a quick trip for Ezra Miller. That's right, we just learned that weeks ago David Zaslav and crew are going forward with the Flash movie before relinquishing the reins to James Gunn for the further DCEU. Furthermore, spending $7 million on the Super Bowl ad. $7 million was like 20 years ago. Well, in Joe Biden's America, inflation doesn't exist. And this decision has the DCEU fandom up in arms. And with the axing of Gal Gadot, Ben Affleck, and Henry Cavill, some in the fandom want to know what the fuck is going on. Because in the last couple of weeks, the fandom have heard top brass saying how they could see Ezra Miller continuing on in the DCEU. This should be your first fucking clue. That's not gonna happen. Because the ones banging their drums the loudest are nothing more than remnants of a Jeffrey Johns Walter Hamada legacy, as they're hanging on for dear life as their inevitable end is in sight. Just like Mr. Science! President who shits himself, and Alec Baldwin's chances at freedom. Because earlier this year we already had a stakeholders meeting, and the ones that are putting their money into Warner Brothers Productions clearly stated how they were not happy and would pull their funds if they continued on with Mr. Miller. But with $200 million already invested, and James Gunn on board to reboot the DCEU, let Papa North tell you why this is a good thing. Because with James Gunn, we already got quality films like The Guardians of the Galaxy, The Suicide Squad, and the Peacemaker series. James Gunn has found a unique talent for taking different comic book runs and making them malleable for screengoers everywhere. But Papa North, how does this fix everything? Shut the fuck up, you already did the legwork. Because when this whole kerfuffle went down, every fan knew the easy way to fix this problem with Mr. Miller. Be an adaptation of the Flashpoint Paradox comic, when Barry Allen returns at the end of the movies, it's as simple as looking down at his hands and into a mirror to realize that he's somebody else. And not Grant Gusperson, he's a fucking awful actor and The Flash was a fucking horrible series. I've seen better post-production in the war on Ukraine than I have on that show. But now instead of going back to the same old Justice League, with Cavill, Affleck, Gadot gone, this time when The Flash returns, not only will it be a whole new Barry Allen, but a whole new Justice League all together. And with a year worth of reshoot, don't think that DC isn't ahead of this game and has that planned already. We don't have time for 7 origin movies for different characters of the Justice League, because at that point you'll be in your late to mid 40s, and at that point you'll be more worried about taking a regular shit than you will be for going to get movie tickets. Let's not start off with a bang and fill in the gaps as the solo stories go along. It's the quickest, cheapest way to get us through a reboot of the DCEU and start production on some great films for some great fans. Quick note to the Snyderverse people, are you fucking out of your mind? Sell the fucking Snyderverse to Netflix? Like Warner Brothers would ever fucking sell an IP like that to a competitor. You would have had a better chance petitioning for a legacy and or anthology set of movies than something as asinine as selling it to Netflix. Just like the Biden administration, the Snyderverse is dead and over, and it wasn't any fucking good to start with. And at the end of the day, Mr. Miller, when you're done your contractual obligations with the DCEU, as far as Papa North is concerned, they can drag you out to the middle of the street and... But that's,
North Hot Takes.